It has come to our attention that there are some questions that the congregation might have about Pastor's family and about Pastor himself, and the real inside story of what Pastor's family is like. And so, through the generous mail that you have all sent us, we have put together some of the questions that we have received about being in Pastor's family, and we're here to answer them for you today. So I have with me here Candace and Sonia, my sisters.
The question is, how do you think your family is different?
I guess we're the same in many cases of, the mother and the father who want the kids to do the absolute best that they can and be the best that they can be. But I think the difference is usually in how we spent our time.
Yeah, a lot of time at church.
Parents made sure that we were in church Fridays and Sundays.
Sunday nights.
And Wednesdays.
And
sometimes Tuesdays for praise team practice. Conventions,
We were at every
camp
convention,
meetings.
Know every hymn without the lyric sheet.
Because there weren't enough.
There weren't enough for everybody.
What is something about pastors people should know?
He's human.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
He's human like the rest of us.
He gets tired.
Like the rest of us.
Sometimes he will lock us out of the house and blame it
On the rest of us.
Yes.
He forgets things.
Yes.
Like the rest of us.
Yes.
He eats.
Like late at night when he shouldn't eat.
Like the rest of us.
He cooks every single day. Like only mom cooks on weekends,
Yes.
right? He cooks every single day. Describe your dad in one word.
This is gonna be an acrostic poem.
Upright.
Compassionate.
Well, you already spoke on intelligence because yes, he does know.
He's knowledgeable, upright, and compassionate.
Amen.
What did your dad do that frustrates you?
I'll do the next question. I'm not sure which congregation member asked this one. I will read it, and I will let the congregation look upon this video and decide for themselves who got beat the most. How has your faith grown by having a daddy pastor? Dad's faith is so incredibly strong for so many things. You can't help but be caught in its orbit.
I've never had a question that dad couldn't answer because he has so many books. He has an answer. Like if I had to challenge him with something, he would he would not just have an answer. He'd be like, read this book, read this passage, go here, whatever. And I would walk away with a stack of books on how to answer that question. How is your relationship with him, having him as a dad and pastor?
Pastor has two modes.
Yes.
He has a dad mode and he has a pastor mode. If you get him in dad mode, then like every other father, he's not always listening. And he is so excited for his ambitions to happen through you that he sometimes doesn't always understand where you're coming from. But if you talk to him in pastor mode, he gets it. He knows where you're coming from, he is willing to listen, and it is a different person.
But sometimes you need to request which
Mode
you would like to speak with.
There are tells of which mode that he's in, and there are ways to switch him from one mode to the other. But we'll keep that a secret.
What is the best part about being in pastor's family? We get food.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Thank you, Sister Maureen.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Food.
Sister Marjorie.
Thank you,
never
Sister
go
Gwen.
hungry.
Thank you, Sister Gwen.
We never go hungry.
Sister Annie.
Ever.
There are so many.
There's never a
Sister
day.
Des.
And sometimes we can just drive to their house. Drive to people's house.
And they
There's
will feed us.
food.
What does it mean to be a pastor? And then in brackets, you know, after experiencing the life firsthand.
Okay, what it means to be pastor, it's not something you could turn on and off. Maybe you got that from the last question, but it's literally,
being.
it's like a lifestyle. Like, you know how they say, like, if you're gonna change, you can't just diet, you have to change your whole food lifestyle. Like, you can't just be a pastor on Sundays. Like, it's your life. And you feel that from the way that you are in your family, to the way that you leave your house, to the way that you communicate with people, to the way that, you know, you're in church. Like, it's just, that's who you are.
I think the hierarchy for most people is, you know, you have God, then you have your family, then you have the church. I think it's a little bit different when you're a pastor because you definitely have God first, but I think the church comes next. And I think we feel that as a family. It's not just about us or our problems, but, you know, I know that he loves the members of our congregation, like the Kevins and the Stevens and the Jamors and the...
Some girls in there.
And the Sister Maureen's and the Dezes and the Arianas and the Amrikas just as much as he loves us. And he wants to see them succeed just as much as he does for us. Now, in terms of prayer or something like that, it's so easy for Dad to call up Candace or to, you know, the walking through the house and be like, we need to pray for this. And we're like, yeah, we're praying for that.
Yeah, I think that's it. We love you, Dad.
We love you, Dad.